Good morning, everyone. You are very much welcome to Carnival Radio Breakfast Show. This beautiful morning. I am Ibrahim Adebayo. This is Newspaper Review on Carnival Radio. We begin with the headline in the newspaper. Hardship. Tinubu and I empathize with Nigerians, but VP says NMPC sells PMS to Ipman at 995 naira per litre. Federal government plans 25% tax on Nigerians earning above 100 million naira. National power grid collapses again. Abiodun okays 77,000 naira as minimum wage in Oyo State. Now the news in details. Hardship. Tinubu and I empathize with Nigerian, but VP says the Vice President of Nigeria, Kasim Shettima, said he and President Bola Tinubu empathize with Nigerians over the current hardship occasioned by the ongoing economic reforms, declaring open the ongoing 30 Nigerian Economic Summit in Abuja. The Vice President said, however, there was no alternative to the reforms if the economic must return to sustainable growth. He said, and I quote, my heart and the heart of the President Tinubu goes out to most of Nigerians people. We empathize with what the poor and the young are going through in Nigeria, but we have no options, as President Tinubu rightly said. Speaking on the empowerment of the small and medium-scale enterprise and businesses, the Vice President said, we have thus prioritized investment in critical infrastructure, enhance our social safety nets, and promote innovative across all sectors. I am pleased to report that we are making significant strides in addressing key issues, including regulatory bottleneck and ease of doing business challenges. To further support workers, he said, we have also introduced a credit corporation to offer our workers consumer loan with single-digit interest. This initiative collectively will boost the economy and ensure it remains competitive. Economic growth and competitiveness can only be sustained with political and economic stability. For more details on the news, you can visit the Vanguard newspaper. Hardship. Tinubu and I empathize with Nigerians, says Vice President Kasim Shettima. NMPC sells PMS to Ipman at 995 naira per litre. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has agreed to sell premium motor spirits petrol to members of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria at 995 naira per litre. These follow the intervention of the Department of State Services in controversy between the two parties. The National Vice President of Ipman, Hamad Fasola, told newsmen that the intervention of the DSS solved a lot of problems facing the marketer. Fasola also confirmed that through their intervention, the Nigerian Mainstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority agrees to pay the association outstanding 10 billion naira while resolving issues about the direct purchase of petrol from the Dangote refinery. Asked to disclose how much the NNPC will sell PMS to Ipman, the reply, for now, tentatively, I think they are hovering us 995 naira per litre. With 995 naira per litre as depot price, Fasola assured that Ipman members will no longer sell at prices much higher than that of the major marketers. Says, however, that this stance is another factors for pricing of PMS. The Ipman leader emphasized that Ipman is interested in prices that would be competitive. Says the price disparity has been a disadvantage to independent marketers. Fasola explained further that the price differential is the reason for the queues in some filling stations in the city, reacting to the directive that marketers can now buy petrol directly from local refinery. Fasola said the association will meet with Dangote this week. The Ipman vice president stressed that the association is not ignoring the NNPC either, as it will patronize the best price. Ipman had revealed on Thursday that the cost of petrol from the Dangote Petroleum Refinery to NNPC was about 898 naira per litre, but noted that NNPC was selling the same product to independent marketers at 1,010 naira per litre in Lagos. The association, which control over 70% of the filling stations nationwide, kicked against these and threatened to down tools as it would demanded a refund from NNPC for earlier petrol supply payments made by its members. The Ipman National President Abubakar Megadi, who spoke during interview with newsmen, argued that the price was higher than what NNPC pay for the product from Dangote refinery. Also noted that the Independent Marketers Fund had been held by the National Oil Company for about 3 months. According to him, NNPC purchased the product from the refinery at 898 naira per litre, but is asking marketers to buy it at 1,010 naira per litre in Lagos, 1,045 naira in Calabar, 1,050 naira in Port Harcourt, and 1,040 naira in Warri. For more details on the news, you can visit the Punch newspaper. NNPC sells PMS to Ipman at 995 naira per litre. Federal government plans 25% tax on Nigerians earning above 100 million naira. The chairman of the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform Committee, Taiwo Oyedele, has said that the wealthy Nigerian earning 100 million and above monthly will face a 25% personal income tax rate if a new tax bill is passed by the National Assembly. It stated that 90% of the current taxpayer are people who should not be taxed, while advocating for a more streamlined and equitable tax system in the country. This revelation was made during a breakout session at the ongoing 30 National Nigerian Economic Summit organized by the Nigerian Economic Summit Group and the Ministry of Budget and National Planning yesterday in Abuja. Oyedele emphasized the need to strike a balance between easing the tax burden for low-income earners, ensuring the wealthy contributes more to government revenue. The fiscal policy expert says the government is prepared and determined to ensure that the right individuals pay taxes, noting that his committee is actively working to achieve the goal. He added that the proposed changes are expected to take effect from January 2025 based on the passage of the bill by lawmakers. For the middle-income earners making 1.5 billion or less per month, we daily disclosed that their personal income tax obligation will be decreased, while those earning higher amounts will see incremental increase in their tax rates, eventually reaching 25%. Low-income earners will be fully exempted from personal income tax. The reform also aimed to ease the tax burden on businesses. For more details on the news, you can visit the Punch newspaper. Federal government plans 25% tax on Nigerian earning above 100 million naira. National power grid collapses again. The national electricity grid collapsed again yesterday evening. The grid collapsed at about 6:18 p.m. yesterday, leaving the masses in darkness. Checks by newsmen shows that the power generation dropped from 3.89 gigawatts at 5 p.m. to 3.56 gigawatts at 6 p.m. and 0.0 at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. The Enugu Electricity Distribution Company confirmed the grid collapse in a statement issued yesterday. The EEDC informed its customer of the general system collapse that occurred at 6:48 yesterday, saying that this has resulted in the loss of supply currently being experienced across the EEDC network. The Abuja Disco also said the volume customer should be please informed that the power outage being experienced is due to a system failure from the national grid at 6:58 p.m., affecting the power supply to the franchise areas. This is about the fifth grid collapse in 2024. While speaking with newsmen recently, the Executive Director, Electricity Consumer Protection Advocacy Center, Priswell Okorie, regretted that the grid keeps collapsing despite the hike in electricity tariff. Okorie lamented that on-meter customers will still be made to pay for the period of the collapse, wondering what the government has been doing to stop the incident. For more details on the news, you can visit the Punch newspaper. National power grid collapses again. Abiodun okays 77,000 naira as minimum wage. Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun has approved 77,000 naira as minimum wage. The payment takes immediate effect. The decision was revealed after a meeting between Prince Abiodun, represented by the Secretary to the Government of the State, SSG, Mr. Tokunbo Talabi, and the leadership of the organized labor comprising Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC), Trade Union Congress (TUC), and the Joint Negotiating Council (JNC) to discuss the implementation of the new minimum wage. The governor, who spoke through the SSG, said no worker should earn less than 77,000 naira starting from this month. Prince Abiodun said his administration meant well for the people and had taken steps to ameliorate citizen suffering. He said he was in touch with the organized private sector to take a cue from the minimum wage policies, as their workers are not exempted from the economic realities in the country, to improve the living standard of the people in the state holistically. The governor said the private sector should enter into dialogue with their stakeholders to arrive at a commensurate minimum wage for the sector, while he will set up a monitoring team to see how it was implemented by the private sector to ensure no one was such change. For more details on the news, you can visit The Nation newspaper. Abiodun Okey's 77,000 naira has minimum wage. Before we bring the newspaper review to a close, these are the headlines again. Hardship. Tinubu and I empathize with Nigerian, says Vice President Kashim Shettima. NNPC sells PMS to Ipman at 995 naira per litre. Federal government plans 25% tax on Nigerians earning above 100 million naira. National power grid collapses again. Abiodun Okey's 77,000 naira has minimum wage. And that ends the newspaper review on Carnival Radio. Thank you so much for taking time to listen to us this beautiful morning. I am Ibrahim Adebayo. You can download the Carnival Media app from the Google Play Store and iOS App Store. Carnival Radio breakfast show still continue. Enjoy the rest of your day.